So hi, today Pavel, Nadia and me are going to talk about nanotechnology and the effect that they have on health, humans' health, the environment, the social disparity that it causes, and the economy. So, what is nanotechnology? So nanotechnology is the science of the extremely tiny, allowing common materials and chemicals to be manipulated at a nanoscale. So just to give you an idea, a nanometer is if you divide, for example, a meter by a billion. So you can see how tiny those little particles are. So nanotechnology is also helping to shrink down devices. Like for example, nowadays in the 21st century, almost everyone has an iTouch or an iPad. So as you can see, they invented the iPad. Now I just heard that they invented a nanopad, which is smaller than the iPad. So everything is shrinking with time because of those little particles. So as I said, we use those little particles in electronics, but we can also use them in sunscreens, in food, in pills, in wrinkle-resistant clothing, stronger and lighter sport equipment, in auto parts, in germ-resistant kitchen utensils, in scratch-resistant paint and smell-free socks. They also use them in military to create bombs that give much bigger explosions than before. And so nanoparticles can be incorporated in almost everything, as I said before, in clothing. They can also give, as I said, you can eat something like food and transmit like the little particles into your body, which can cause, as I said, health problems, health issues caused by the toxicity of those little particles. So there are many studies that have been made, and some of them say that those little particles can get into the body, as I said, and cause asbestos lodging into the body and cause cancer. They can also get into the liver, to the lungs, and then they can go to the brain. So we can see that the toxicity can spread really easily inside the body. There is also a study that has been made in 2006 by German authorities. They made a bathroom cleaner called Magic Nano, and they've tested this bathroom cleaner by 77 people. And those 77 people have been attacked by the toxicity of this bathroom cleaner. Some of them had been hospitalized and released afterwards when they got better. Also, last July, Health Canada has seen that a lot of people had issues and health problems because of the toxicity of those little nanoparticles, and they asked scientists to label the products and tell everyone that there's some nanoparticles in those products, because 50 to up to 80% of us don't even know what nanotechnology is. That's why it's so important to talk about it. And so as I said, those little particles may be small, but the problems on human health is really, really, really important, and because of the toxicity they spread. It's that simple. So now Pavel is going to talk about the effects that nanotechnology have on the environment.
So I'm going to talk about the effects on the environment, as said back then. So I'm going to state some facts that were found out on scientific researches. And the first fact is that carbon nanotubes which are nanoparticles, can react differently in the environment. What that means is that if they're free, they're not in the laboratory, they're free, they're in the environment, they can get easily into any type of organism. They can attach to genes. They're so small that they can react really differently. They can get inside, they can modify the genes, and the effects of those actions is that it can cause damage. The other fact is that nanoparticles can easily travel from an organism to the soil. This is a major problem about the nanoparticles, because if they can get from an organism to the soil, that means that they can get from the soil to another organism, and if that organism is in contact with the human, it can cause damage to the human, because the nanoparticles will get into the body of the human and they can spread and damage the human body. The next fact is, but that's not really a fact, is more a test that was done by Eva Overdoster, an environmental toxicologist, a PhD, in March 2004. What she did is that she exposed fish to a 0.5 per million dose of nanoparticles for about 48 hours. And what that created is that fish got serious brain damage, and this is an evident proof that nanoparticles will probably kill the fish if the fish were exposed more than 48 hours. And she also noticed that the fish that were exposed to nanoparticles got liver gene markups. So the genes of the liver of the fish were damaged too. And in a concurrent test, there was water fleas. It's a water insect. They were just killed. They were not even damaged. Another fact is that nanoparticles that were used to create, to manufacture sunscreen, they concretely damaged the DNA. So it's a fact. They are dangerous for human DNA. The type of nanoparticle that was used to create, to manufacture the sunscreen. And what is more surprising is that nanoparticles, certain types of nanoparticles that are used in the fabrication of cosmetics, are still under research, and we're not sure if they are dangerous in human health with their usage in human health. So there's another interesting fact is that nanoparticles that are used in the fabrication of laser diodes in some scientific research, they're dangerous too, but they're controlled in a laboratory. But again, if it gets into the environment, it can spread easily and it can get in animal bodies or human bodies and can create damage. So I'm going to let Nadia continue with the social disparities of nanoparticles.
Okay, so there are also some social concerns about nanotechnology, because with nanotechnology it will allow us to create some more powerful weapons, and both lethal and non-lethal. And some organizations are concerned about the fact that maybe we will not get to examine all the ethical implication of these weapons only when they will be already built. So that's why they are urging the politicians and scientists to see all the consequences that nanotechnology may do before even designing these more powerful weapons. Nanotechnology may also cause social disparities because with medical nanotechnology we will be able to improve ourselves physically and even to give us some abilities such as rapid healing or night vision. It will also make us more smarter, stronger, and give us and maybe it can also slow down the aging process. But the problem with all these technologies is that they will start off as very expensive, so people with low income will not be able to get these technologies, and nanotechnology will create two races of people: a wealthy race of modified humans and a poor race of unaltered people. And this is not ethical based on today's laws. Finally, nanotechnology can also cause some serious impacts on the economy, because if the molecular manufacturing becomes a reality, everything we will be able to build anything we want with a click of a button. So all the manufacturing jobs there will not be any more manufacturing jobs. And finally, so we have told you about all the consequences that nanotechnology could have on the human health, on the environment, on the economy, and we have also told you that it may cause some social disparities. Knowing all these consequences that nanotechnology may cause, maybe we should make more research and know more about nanotechnology before even thinking about using them.
Thank you.